Hello again, this is Anita, and we're going to start out with part 5 of the history of Fleetwood Mac singles, 45 7-inch singles, or part 5A because we're going to be starting with Rumours singles. There's actually 4 singles released off the album Rumours, which, what can I really say about Rumours that you don't already know or that hasn't already been covered in a book somewhere? It's just absolutely one of the biggest albums ever made, one of the best albums ever made, not just because I'm biased, but truly a fantastic album. Rumours came out in February, 4th of February 1977, and from it there were 4 released singles, starting with Go Your Own Way, which came out December 20th of 1976, so about 2 months before the album was released. Shortly thereafter, Dreams came out on March 24th, 1977, which was a big deal, making their only number 1 hit record, single, I should say, off the album Rumours. And then Don't Stop came out in April of 1977, and then You Make Loving Fun came out in September of 1977. I have 4 pretty large piles of singles, all, as you well know, coming from different countries with different stories that I really like to get into. But to keep your attention and hopefully your interest in sharing these things with you, I want to try and make this into 2 videos. So I'm going to kind of speed through things a little quickly. What I do want to preface this video out with is that I've stated in some of the videos that I've made that just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But I have been collecting 45s and 12-inch records for over 40 years. I scour, we call it crate digging, scour the record stores, ask people about them. I look on eBay, Discogs, antique malls, just anywhere I can, anywhere I could possibly sniff out a record. If I'm in another state, I'm going to the record store in that state, guaranteed. So I really got a pretty good handle on what is and isn't out there. And the reason I bring this up is because if you're a beginner collector or love Fleetwood Mac or just maybe you want singles, I don't know, for your wall or what have you, there is a lot of fake stuff on eBay currently. If I show you a record, as I've shown you in past videos, that has just the Reprise Records or Warner Brother paper sleeve, that's how that record came. There's a chance there could be a picture cover out there that, again, I've maybe never seen. Sometimes if I know that, or I know that there's a particular one that I don't have in my collection, it's a big deal, I will bring it up saying, oh, this also will have a picture sleeve and it's one maybe I don't have. And when I learn how to put the picture in picture, maybe I can do that and show you, or just print one out to show you. But the reason I say that is because when I start with something, I'm just going to peek this one out. This is from Mexico. This is a Go Your Own Way single with Silver Springs on the back. This is a legitimate record that would have come in this kind of sleeve, discoteca or what have you, out of Mexico. And what I'm finding, actually, a lot of the records that I'm talking about on eBay are coming out of Mexico, is that they've taken this lovely record, which is 100% legitimate. This is a legitimate 45 that would have come, as I said, in this sleeve. And they're creating a beautiful, I'm not going to lie, they are really lovely picture sleeve cover. But they do everything to it, including put the ringwear on it, bend the edges a little bit. They do a little bit of stuff, but they charge a lot of money. And granted, it's for their artwork, but it's not legitimate. It's not authorized by the band. And what you're really buying is this record in a paper sleeve. That's it. And their artwork, which you could do yourself on Adobe Photoshop, your own darn self. You could make it however you'd like to do. But they're taking a record that maybe this is from Mexico, maybe it cost me $12, and that's with shipping from Mexico. And on eBay, they've made this fancy sleeve with generally a photo that doesn't always go with the era of when this record came out. And they're selling it for like $40 and $50. So I just want to kind of take time to make that little side note because I think it's important. I've been fooled a couple times, and I'll see stuff and be like, oh my god, a record I've never seen before, a record cover, and come to find out it's this item that I have. It's got the same catalog number, it's got everything. So as you're watching my videos, if you see something on eBay that you haven't seen before, or in a video, or without looking yourself on Discogs, just take a minute, do a little bit of research before you maybe buy that, or buy it. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I just wanted to pass that along. So I'm gonna try and, like I said, kind of move things a little quickly. I like to try and keep these videos about 20, maybe 30 minutes, and I'm already a few minutes into it. So we're going to start with Go Your Own Way, and I'm showing you Mexico, but we're going to start with Go Your Own Way, back with Go Your Own Way as well. Just the US version, regular paper sleeve promo, obviously sent to the radio stations and such, promotional, not for sale. Probably came out right when Go Your Own Way came out, December 20th, 1976, because they wanted to get this hot on the radio right away. So that's one of the first things in my collection for Rumours. Second is the one I showed you, which is from Mexico. A lot of the stuff from Mexico comes in these unique sleeves that have discos or gamma and a lot, and that would be about right. Always kind of strange, as you'll see as I continue on. The titles in Spanish. People have asked me if the songs are in all these other languages that I'm buying, and no, it's all American music. It's all the song that you know. It's just being released in another country, with the translation of what the song title is in the language of the country origin it's coming out of. People feel silly when they ask that, but it's a valid question. I mean, some people might think that the only reason to try and buy stuff like this is if it were in another language, but it's the American music, just with the translation. This was kind of a new acquirement. Again, an unusual sleeve, but a completely legitimate. So this is the only way this would have come. And this is from, I've discovered it's new, it's somewhat new to me. It's either from Costa Rica or Panama. And that's just from the information that I'm getting down here. But then I was trying to figure out where a pressing plant would have been, and it's more like it would have been Panama, even though San Isidro is in Costa Rica. So it could be. Again, we have Dreams, but this is in English. Or Go Your Own Way, back with Dreams. So I put it under Go Your Own Way because Go Your Own Way is the A side. So next up we have Go Your Own Way from the UK. One of the first picture sleeves we're seeing today. And lovely picture sleeve. Very common to, as you'd seen in some of the Fleetwood Mac 45s, a lot of advertising for other items coming out from Warner Brothers that year, which, you know, was kind of silly. They didn't really need to because Fleetwood Mac was paying the bills. Warner Brothers pretty happy. So, again, Go Your Own Way, backed with Silver Springs. One of the best B-sides ever that didn't see the light of day, really, until 1997 with Dance, when it got the due recognition it well deserved. Great B-side, kind of nice to have amongst fans a long time ago when we didn't have it, you know, we knew about it. We played the heck out of it, but it was nice to see Silver Springs really get its due. Next up we have Go Your Own Way, backed again with Silver Springs, and this is from the Netherlands. Very lovely kind of fade blue to purple with red, kind of unusual. Again, the same photo, I think. Yep, same photo. And out of Netherlands, probably all the same advertisement. Just they decided to put some color to it or something. Exactly the same. Yes, it is. Just with color. There you have it. Record again is the same. You Make Living Fun, back with Silver Springs. Next up, we have Go Your Own Way from Belgium, again, back to Silver Springs. I have 2 copies of this, and I'm going to put them both up again to kind of save some time here. I apologize. Belgium and Germany. This is the thing I've noticed. Very so similar, right? I mean, obviously different photo, but the layout, the color choice, the font, everything. You know, small changes other than, of course, the picture, the information up here and such. But I just thought that was kind of neat. They kind of be cool accessory pieces if I hung them up. Sometimes I want to put this artwork up because it's so lovely. But this is the Go Your Own Way back to Silver Springs from Germany. This is the back side. Record, not too different, same label. Only a couple of these. I think 1 or 2 maybe has a slightly different label. Or maybe that's into Tusk, I'm not sure. Again, a little bit closer up of this, and the 45 itself. A little bit larger font on this one. Lettering's a little bit larger, and with Silver Springs. And the back is identical to the front. Next up, we have Go Your Own Way with Silver Springs from New Zealand. Regular plain paper sleeve. So if you were to see this on eBay from New Zealand, but with a picture sleeve, do a little research. Chances are, and if it's being sold out of Mexico, probably not a real deal. This is one of the situations where it's got the 33, the smaller middle hole for plain. Go Your Own Way, Silver Springs. Go Your Own Way with Silver Springs out of the UK. Just a lovely image of the album cover. Something about this one being petite like this, which just charms me. I'm a very simple fan who the smallest things bring me joy, and I love this little petite version of the Rumours album cover. Just need to say Rumours there, but Go Your Own Way. I like that there's no wording on the front other than their name. On the back, Go Your Own Way with Silver Springs. Some prior albums. Odd, well, yeah, I mean, it shows the white album, but peculiar other choices on there for back albums of their catalog. But coming out of the UK again, we always want to remind the UK listeners, as I'm sure they were doing, that this was a blues band well before Stevie and Lindsay came along, which I don't blame them, because they were something else as a blues band before they came the awesome rock band that we know and love today. Go Your Own Way, Silver Springs. Out of Spain, we have this lovely cover. Go Your Own Way, Silver Springs. Backside. If you recall another single or any of the other ones I've shown from Spain, the back design is pretty much, that's the layout I've noticed. Sometimes there's some smaller pictures, but I mean, we're talking the red line, the blue segment here, the photo. I've just noticed that this is really a layout they kept for almost the back of any single that I have from Spain. Again, simplicity with the record. Go Your Own Way, Silver Springs. Next up, we have from France. Go Your Own Way. And I believe that this one is backed with, what do you know, Silver Springs. Just want to make sure. This is a funny little album I remember wanting a long time ago when I was first collecting. I love the artwork. It's all prior to Stevie and Leslie joining. The music that's on it, I actually still don't think I have it. It's a reissue of 2 of Fleetwood Mac's earlier records with a different cover. As you'll see eventually when I get to the 12-inch singles, boy, there's so many things out there. Standard 45 right there. Again, we have a beauty from Japan. We love those records from Japan, don't we? Do I need to say it again? This is kind of standard. This kind of seems to be a thing that people, when they get into collecting 45s or Fleetwood Mac merchandise, a lot of people have this. Again, this has the really nice texture. Not quite the yellow that the Rumours cover has, but definitely the nice texture. Got that just wonderful picture with all that beautiful writing. Love their language written out. It's just gorgeous. I like the little pop of blue here. Unusual that we don't have a photo of the band. I mean, that's a photo, but usually there's a photo of the band or a live shot or something different than the front. I thought that was a little bit unusual, but I love the inclusion of the penguins. We got the lyrics in English, got the lyrics in Japanese, and this is a standard copy of the Go Your Own Way Silver Springs. This is not a promotional one, so we have the Warner Brother Reprise label. We call it the palm tree label. Next up, we have the second pressing for Germany of Go Your Own Way with Silver Springs that came out in March of 77, as evidenced by March 77. By this time, it had sold so well, so they're talking about the tour. They're talking about how well the sales are. I love the little bios on the back. This is one I don't see too often. This is one that I would still keep. This one, I told you that like when I buy it, I don't upgrade them too often, unless the vinyl itself is in really bad shape. But with the sleeves, even if I upgrade it, I'll tell you that this is the one I got, so this is very sentimental to me. But this is just such a nice, lovely cover with the little bios and the background. This would be nice to have in a little bit better shape, since it's a little bit wrinkled and messed up. And much larger font for people my age, so we can read this clearly. Or Go Your Own Way and Silver Springs. We have Belgium. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about the company manufactured and distributed by WEA. So WEA, WEA is what I always call them, is who handles singles and merchandise when it goes overseas. So if I'm understanding correctly, WEA virtually is Warner Brothers. I think it's like Warner Entertainment Associates. There's something like that. So WEA handles things across the pond, to get all the licensing and make sure that they get their royalties from all the singles that are sold. So this is a really unique one. This popped up out of nowhere. This is one that back in the day I would have maybe thought was fake. These just started popping up about 15 years ago, and I'd never seen one before, but now I see them all the time. And again, those ones I'd mentioned on eBay, they're kind of one-offs. You see them and then you never see it again. And if you go to Discogs, like one person has a copy of it, which would indicate that, this album came out in 77. If you haven't seen or had a copy by now, chances are, again, it's not legitimate. This is Go Your Own Way backed with Dreams, not Silver Springs. The single, different. This starts looking like labels from Mirage era. Still Warner Brothers, but it's that unusual off-white with all the lines going through it. And when I said I don't really understand it, this is exactly the same thing, but it has this 15 here. And I never quite understood what's going on there. But I had to have it because it was different. It had the number 15 on it, so you have it. Vinyl's exactly the same. Go Your Own Way, backed with Don't Stop. This is from Canada. Different label. Not much to show. Just a smaller hole. And last for Go Your Own Way, I put this in the Go Your Own Way pile because it leads with that. And this is a really unique record. And this is a 4-track record, 45, which still plays at, if I'm not mistaken, 45 RPM. I'm sure of it. And it has Go Your Own Way, Dreams, You Make Love and Fun, and Don't Stop. And again, this is out of Brazil. So this could have been one that maybe didn't come out until later to reach Brazil. And again, they put this together. Maybe I don't want to say they couldn't afford it, but again, not quite understanding how that works. Maybe it's just an agreement they had to get more music to Brazil to, again, instead of printing up 4 singles, as I've shown here, because these are the 4 that got released, they just made one little mini record and sent that to Brazil for, just to save some money. But I'm sure this sold like hotcakes because this is what would come to Brazil of Rumours with those 4 singles, and boy howdy, I'm sure people just ate it up. Probably my favorite single out of this pile, just for the uniqueness of it. It's very rare to get 4, unless it's those bootlegs from Thailand I spoke of. Again, all the singles the same. That's the middle. So, kind of going a little bit long on this one, and I do apologize. I hope I can keep you here. But like I said, I really just didn't want to break this up into 4 videos, so I'll kind of make this pile as quick as I can. We're moving on to the next single, again, Dreams, that came out March 24th, 1977, starting with the US version, Dreams, Back with Dreams. So it would have been a promo sent to radio stations. Not much to show you there. Dreams, I believe Songbird was the B-side for almost all of Dreams' releases. So we have the regular USA release, Dreams with Songbird. Oddly, no picture sleeve. Thought that was kind of strange. I think, if I'm not mistaken, later there might have been a picture sleeve from the United States. But, you know, I'm not too sure about that. Maybe I'm wrong. Out of Mexico, again, notice that's the same kind of sleeve. That's what they used over there. So out of Mexico, we had Dreams of Songbird. We have the titles in Spanish. A little bit bigger font. No picture sleeve. So maybe not. Dreams from UK. Same thing as the United States. No picture sleeve. Kind of unusual. Definitely the original paper sleeve, I would imagine. Can't say definitely, but I'm pretty darn sure. Not much different about that, except the smaller hole. Dreams with Songbird. Germany. We have the first picture sleeve, I think, right? Lovely, lovely. Much like that other one I had shown you, we have the back, which I also think was Germany, correct? This one came out in August of 77, so this again is going to be a, I'll put my little note here. Since Dreams had come out in, yeah, March of 77, so this would have been a second issue. Dreams, Songbird, UK, picture sleeve. This one is, this is one of my oldest records. This is one of the first records I ever got, and it's a mystery. It is a mystery on Discogs. It is a mystery everywhere. People kind of come to the conclusion it's from the Netherlands. It's what we got. It's what we have to work with. There's no discerning information on the internet, but you can find this in spades on eBay or Discogs. This just seems to be out. You'll see it in books. You'll see it in magazines. When they talk about singles, this is a very common picture sleeve shown when it talks about foreign or different picture sleeves. But there's nothing on there that people found, unless I haven't seen it and it's developed lately, that is consistent and sure about where it's come from. Currently, I have it in my little stamp as coming from the Netherlands. Again, it is Dreams with Never Going Back Again. So, we have that. Dreams with Songbird, New Zealand, demonstration record. That's a little sticker on the label. So, I don't know. For me, that constitutes that it's a promo. But it really isn't, because it should say something on the record, not a sticker on the record. But often radio stations would put something on the record like that because they wanted it returned to the offices once it was played after a while. They didn't want people like us having promo items. They wanted it returned, which I always thought was very strange. But yeah. So, demonstration record, not available for sale, broadcasting, give it back when you're done, kind of thing. So, out of New Zealand, paper sleeve record. Dreams and Songbird out of Brazil, a very unique find. Also different, kind of really unique. Most records will say on the palm tree stuff, home of Warner Brothers. Kind of can't see that, but you'll see that on, I don't know if you guys remember, but in the old days with Great America, and I think that theme park and stuff is Warner Brothers and such. But out of Brazil and some other places, it just says Warner Brothers in this very dark print up here. Not home of. And it came out at the same time, so it's just kind of a weird little thing. It reminds me of, again, if any of you grew up in California and used to go to Great America, all the big Warner Brothers signs you would see all over the place. But squirrel. Apologies. Japan, Dreams with Songbird. Love those inserts. Again, it's a little strange not to show a photo of the band, but well, I guess they're all here. Lyrics and what have you. Again, this is the copy that I currently have is and there are two different kinds. There is the white label and there is the regular label. I think this one is why is this covered up? Yeah, regular label. So Dreams, Songbird. Again, when I talk about Warner Brother and that little strange little dumb thing I just brought up, again, this really looks like that. This is super unique. This also is this is from Chile. Super unusual. A neat place. I also find it interesting when I go through all my records, just how diverse all across the world these records come from. And I had one that I'd shown you guys was from Rhodesia, and this one coming from Chile, and it just looks so different. But it's a legitimate record. This would have been the paper sleeve. I have a couple of these paper sleeve. This is a verified label that would have plant, I should say, manufactured by. This is who would have made it. So this simple record would have come in this regular paper sleeve. Actually, it's a kind of plastic paper. And it is Dreams with Go Your Own Way out of Chile. One of my more unusual and one of my favorites from this pile, just because of that. Dreams out of Belgium. This one came out, I want to say that this is also a second or third printing. Very nicely done. Turn over this way. So it just turns over. Ooh, fun. Same thing. Just unusual, instead of front to back, it turns over that way. It's those little things. They're neat. They're different. Coming up towards the end. Not too much longer. So here we have Dreams backed with Don't Stop out of France. Kind of I kind of never liked this cover. I kind of like it a lot. I kind of don't. It kind of seems a little lazy to me. It's awfully 70s though. Or is it? I don't. It's just the wrong color. That's, for the 70s you had 4 colors. Or is it 3 colors? You had this weird dark citrus orange. You had olive green. You had mustard yellow. Yeah, there's certain colors you had in the 70s, and this blue and yellow, this poppy yellow, whereas this looks more like those 70s color scheme I'm talking about. It just kind of stands out in not the most flattering way. But they used a different photo, so there's that. And a whole bunch of their discography on the back. This I like. This I like very much. Fleetwood Mac Dreams. Don't stop. Nearing the end of our dreams journey. Again, another one out of Chile. I think. Is this another one? What is different about this one? Oh no, here's the other thing too. The perils of being a collector. If you don't stay on top of your stuff, you will find that you will buy duplicate stuff. You'll be like, oh my god, that's so cool. I've never had that. That's neat. And you're like, oh man, you'll get it in the mail and you're like, oh, so stupid. And nope, it's different. So there's Anita being an OCD again. You see the difference? Font and what have you. So I'm gonna guess, I don't know, Chili, and I don't have a sticker on this one. I'll find that out. But yeah, so but it does say here Chili on this. This is what it came in. So maybe Argentina and Chile, maybe. I think those are neighbors. God, I hope I'm not wrong. I don't want to look quite that dumb. And lastly, we have, again, wrapping this up, one of those really unusual ones that I had shown you, one from the White Album. And that is one of those ones from Thailand that are just actually not really legit. Of course, I had to buy it because at least it has a picture of them. That last one I had shown you had some strange dragon weird drawing on it. But this one is kind of hard to find because it does have a photo of Fleetwood Mac. It includes Dreams, You're My World, Helen Reddy, Hello Stranger, Yvonne Elliman, and This Is the Way That I Feel by Marie Osmond. I want to say You're My World was on that other one also. Which only just now dawned on me. This one's also kind of unique because it has a very different label than the one prior. But these are ones that you cannot find on Discogs. They, you can post about them because it is a record with a catalog number, but these are bootleg, unlicensed, unpaid for compilations. But, they've been out since the 70s. When I find them, I try to grab them, but they're kind of pricey. So this one out of Thailand. And that brought the video to about 33 minutes. And if you stuck with me, thank you so much. Sorry to kind of speed through those because there's a lot of really neat stuff. But I have two equally large piles for Don't Stop and You Make Love and Fun. And I want to try and get that one made pretty short too. So if you stuck around for my so far longest video, I really appreciate it. Please come back to Rumours Part 2, but actually will be my 6th video. Thank you so much and have a great night. Bye-bye.